All right, all right. Yep, the state is here. All rise. All rise.
Thank you. You may be seated.
All right, how is everybody doing tonight? All right, all right. This will be the last part of the night.
This is the time set for the 11 p.m. calendar on June 17th, 2025. The court's orders for the taking of DNA and fingerprints that were given on the first calendar of this month shall apply to all matters on this calendar. I'll call you guys each one at a time to the podium, and I'll provide a second name to sit in the chair outside of this room. I'll let you know what you're here for, if I'm appointing counsel, if you have a bond, and what your release conditions are. Officer, are you able to see if Mr. Ahmad is ready or if they're going to need some additional time?
They're ready.
Thank you, officer.
You're welcome.
So we'll start with Mr. Ahmad to the podium, and if I could have Mr. Harris Hadley to the chair.
And why it's 2 a.m. Yup. All right, let's see. Let's see who's this coming in. He's coming in represented.
Could I get your name and date of birth, sir?
Ali Ahmad, August 2nd, 1995.
Thank you. And counsel, can I get your appearance?
Your Honor, Charlie Nagley on behalf of Ali Ahmad, who's present, standing to my left.
And did you submit an entry of
Oh,
appearance?
no, snap.
I did.
Guess who's here?
Do we have that? Okay, thank you. And do I have the state on the line?
Yes, Your Honor. Ashley Stetson on behalf of the state.
Thank you, everybody. It does look like we are here today on a new Superior Court case. It does include one count of fraudulent schemes, a Class 2 felony, one count of money laundering, a Class 2 felony, one count of owning and operating a chop shop, a Class 2 felony.
Chop shop.
You have 34 counts of theft means of transportation under Section A1, also a Class 3 felony. 34 counts of theft means of transportation under Section A5, a Class 3 felony. One count of illegal control of enterprise, a Class 3 felony. 34 counts of altering a vehicle ID in a chop shop, a Class 4 felony, and 34 counts of altering vehicle serial ID numbers, a Class 5 felony. And counsel, would you like to discuss probable cause and or release
34?
conditions?
Jesus.
Just release conditions.
Okay. Serial ID numbers, a class 5 felony. And counsel, would you like to discuss probable cause and or release
So far, so
conditions
good.
here today?
Judge, just release conditions.
Okay.
Thank you for the gift.
And I'm just pulling up your entered appearance that just got entered in here, and it does look like you are entering your appearance for all further proceedings. So I will not be appointing counsel, and I will note in here that you do have your own attorney that you have hired, and they have entered their appearance. So I'm going to go ahead and include that in my orders. I am finding probable cause here today. I am going to give you a couple of hearings in the downtown Superior Courthouse. So they will be on 175 West Madison Street. You are going to have a status conference
Thank you for that, Nicole.
June 23rd at 8:30 a.m. and a preliminary hearing June 26th at 8:30 a.m. Mr. Negley, did you get an opportunity to review the state's recommendation?
I did, Your Honor.
Okay. And Ms. Stetson, did you want to put anything on the record as it relates to your written recommendation?
Yes, Your Honor, very quickly, the state is requesting bond be set in the amount of $250,000 cash, Your Honor. That's based on the complexity of the allegations, Your Honor. The fact that the suspect has ties abroad, including ties to Mexico and the cartel, as well as ties to the Middle East and Dubai specifically. He does have the resources and the finances to flee, Your Honor. The Form 4 did indicate that he did live in Dubai from 2023 to 2024. The state also believes that he may have access to family businesses abroad as well, Your Honor. The state, as it requested in its written recommendation, is asking for standard conditions as well as no contact with co-defendants. The state does acknowledge that one of the co-defendants and the suspect do share a child together. However, that suspect is also been booked in on related charges, so the state does believe that a no contact condition is appropriate. The state is also asking for electronic monitoring due to the allegations and the strong likelihood that the suspect has finances and resources to flee the country, as well as surrender of passports. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Stetson. And Mr. Negley, would you like to put your request on the record?
Yes, Judge, I just want to point out a couple of things. My client is a U.S. citizen. My client does have a U.S. passport that he's willing to surrender if need be. I have no issues with that. I think what's lacking in the Form 4 is the significant amount of ties that my client does have to the state of Arizona. His family is here. Both his parents live here. All of his brothers and sisters live here. His wife lives here. His children live here. Under these circumstances, Judge, he's not a flight risk. I do take issue with the fact that the state wants to say that he lived in Dubai in 2023 and 2024. He made a visit to Dubai in 23, and maybe even 24, but he did not live there. He resides in Arizona. This is where he's from. And my client does take exception to the allegations in here of some ties to the Mexican cartel. When I brought that to his attention, he was very surprised by that. We're going to be investigating some things here, Judge, to get into as far as how we're going to defend the case. But $250,000 cash only, I think, is a little bit excessive under the circumstances. I've got murder cases that bonds are set way less than that. So I'm asking the court to set something that he can post, a secured appearance bond. I'd ask for as much as just to say on his own recognizance with pretrial services with electronic monitoring, Judge.
So he got caught for running a illegal chop shop, if you will.
Just taking a look at this Form 4 really quick.
Obviously, Ashley Stinson has a axe to grind with him over there. Probably jealous that she's never been to Dubai, if you will. What are the charges? Hey, thank you for that daily heart. Highly appreciate that. Oh, that's not good. Hey, but it's true. How are they going to give him a $250,000 bond when they don't even give people that kill those type of bonds? It makes no sense. And embezzlement. Yeah, can't forget about the embezzlement. Courtney, thank you for that. You mean Ashley just don't get along, if you will. Man, hey, 2 nights in a row, if you will. Hey, but you know what? Actually, she is like I don't. She's like a freaking robot. She was on the court at 5 o'clock in the morning this morning, so she's like nonstop. She really must enjoy her job. What do you guys think? What up, Debbie? How's it going? And anybody else that's in here, highly appreciate you guys.
I'm just reviewing the Form 4 again, just to kind of go over some of the things that council has mentioned in here. It does
Hey,
look
what up?
like
What up?
Mr. Ahmad did admit to owning a rental car company in Dubai, so it does look like he does have significant ties to another country.
I hope she's not looking
it
for
looks
me.
like they've indicated in the Form 4 that the value of the vehicles that were stolen were approximately $2.5 million.
2.5 million?
Approximate profit
Larry
just
H.
this year
Parker?
of $160,000. The court does have some concerns about whether or not he will fail to appear at any of these upcoming hearings due to his significant financial resources as well as his ties to the other country. Based on that, I am going to adopt the state's recommendation. There will be a cash-only bond of $250,000. There will be release conditions to include not returning to the scene of any alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. You may not have any contact with any co-defendants, and you must surrender all passports at your next court date.
But you know what?
Did anyone have any questions as it relates to the release
They always
conditions?
inflate the charge, the amount of money that you're generating.
No, Your Honor.
Thank
Pocket
you.
change for him.
That will conclude this hearing, and counsel, feel free to use that room if you want to continue to speak to your client, and we'll print a copy of those release
He
conditions.
probably only made like a 1.5 million. And like that,
Do I
Ashley's
need to
gone.
re-sign that one?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, thank you,
Okay, I had to
Sue,
change
for
that
that
we
gift.
weren't appointing counsel anymore. Did that work?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, can I have Kendrick Harris Hadley to the podium and Jeremy Albright to the
All
chair?
right, there it is. Back to your regularly scheduled
Good
court
evening,
cases.
sir. Could I get your name and date of birth?
Kendrick Harris Hadley, 3/11/1987.
Thank you, sir. It does look like we are here on a new Superior Court case. It does include one count of aggravated domestic violence, a Class 5 felony, and one count of assault, a Class 1 misdemeanor. Probable cause has been found, and I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. You'll have a status conference June 23rd at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing June 26th at 8:30. Those will both be in the downtown Superior Courthouse on 175 West Madison Street. You have a secured appearance bond of $25,000. If bond is posted, you have written conditions of release. It will include not returning to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. You may not possess any weapons, and you must obey any terms of any order of protection or order against harassment that may be issued.
Hey, they
against
probably
you.
found that information
You'll
on his
also need to
TikTok
ensure
account.
You attend those hearings. If you fail to appear, a warrant will issue, and you'll forfeit any bond you posted. Did you have any questions, sir?
Okay. Why do I have a $25,000 bond?
So it's based on the nature of the allegations in the Form 4 that has been presented to the court today, I do have some concerns regarding your safety within the community, especially with the alleged victim in this case.
What, my safety?
With the safety of the community with you in the community.
I'm not a community violent person.
So
But, no, I understand though, it's cool.
The information alleges some allegations that there was some violence involved in the, what you're here for today. And so I do have some concerns for the safety of the alleged victim if you're released.
Okay. But did you also get the other information on my end on how the so-called victim set up there and posed this threat of me being locked down?
What up, Ghost?
So I'm not exactly sure what you're referring to. If you're relating
Come
to a
again?
defense that you may have based on the information
Okay.
that, or the actions that took place tonight, relay that to your attorney when you meet with them on June 23rd, okay?
Thank you
All
for the
right,
follow.
thank you, sir. Mr. Albright to the podium.
He
and
ain't
Ms.
going
Rochette
nowhere.
to the chair.
We're just go ahead and give him some agua for precautionary measures.
Good evening, sir. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Jeremy Albright, 11/15/1980.
Thank you, sir. And it does look like we are
Hey,
here
Clutch,
on a
now,
new
gracias,
Superior
Juan.
Court case. It does include one count of aggravated assault, a Class 4 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. I'm also going to give you some hearings in the downtown Superior Courthouse on 175 West Madison Street.
Hey, Don.
You have a status conference June 23rd at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing June 26th at 8:30.
Arizona.
You have a secured appearance bond of $25,000. If that bond is posted, you'll be released to the supervision of pretrial services and you'll be equipped with electronic monitoring. You'll have written conditions of release in addition to that. It will include not returning to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. You may not possess any weapons, and you must obey the terms of any order of protection or order against harassment that may be issued against you. All of this information will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions, sir?
No, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. If you'll step to your left, they'll give you that paperwork. Ms. Rocha to the podium, and
No
Mr.
name.
Garcia Rodriguez to the chair.
Hey, Becca, thank you. Highly appreciate that. WTF? No name. Hopefully, I don't become under
Good evening. Can I
investigation.
get your name and date of birth?
Delia Rocha.
Oh, she's back.
November 10,
Jesus.
92.
Thank you, ma'am. It does look like you are here on a new Superior Court case. It does include one count of fraudulent schemes, a Class 2 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. You will
Hey,
have
Chris,
a status
gracias.
conference June 23rd at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing June 26th at 8:30.
Damn
And I
you,
believe the
Ashley.
state would like
Damn
to
you.
appear on this case as it relates to the release conditions. So before we get to that, Ms. Stetson, did you want to make your appearance on the record?
Yes,
Ashley.
Your Honor. Thank you. Ashley Stetson on behalf of the state.
Thank you. And would you like to go ahead and put your recommendations on the record?
Yes, Your Honor. This case is also in in relationship to the case that the state appeared on earlier this evening.
Oh,
Your Honor, the
snap.
state is asking for $25,000 cash in this matter. The state is requesting a cash bond in this case as well. The suspect in this case is in a relationship with the previous suspect. She does have access to the same finances and resources
Good
that
guess,
the
Jennifer.
previous suspect has. They do have a child in common.
She must be
It
the
does
Mexican
appear
connection.
that the suspect and the co-defendant, Mr. Ahmad, have traveled to Dubai together in the past. The state is requesting the same conditions as the state requested in Mr. Ahmad's case, including the surrender of passport and no contact with the two other suspects, Mr. Garcia Rodriguez and Mr. Ahmad, as well as electronic monitoring due to the state's concern.
She don't have an attorney.
that the
Damn.
suspect has
You're right.
the means to flee the country. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Stetson. The court is going to order a cash-only bond of $25,000. If you post that bond, you will have written conditions of release. It will include not returning to the scene of any alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. You are not to have any contact with any co-defendants. You'll also need to ensure that you bring your passports and surrender those at your next court date, as well as make sure you attend those hearings. If you fail to appear, a warrant will issue and you'll forfeit any bond that you posted. All of that will be in your paperwork. Ma'am, did you have any questions? Okay, if you'll step to your left, they'll give you that paperwork. Thank you.
Damn you, Ashley.
Mr.
Damn you.
Garcia Rodriguez to the podium,
Look
please,
at her,
and Mr.
looking all
Hartwick to the
smug.
chair.
Probably has never been anywhere outside of Arizona.
Good evening, sir. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Mario Garcia Rodriguez, January 12, 1992.
Oh, this is the guy right
Thank you.
here.
And did the state want to appear on this case as well?
Yes, Your Honor, the state would like to appear. For the record, Ashley Stetson on behalf of the
Damn
state.
you, Ashley. Damn
Thank you. It does look like we are here on a new Superior Court case. It does include one count of fraudulent schemes, a Class 2 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You're going to have a status conference June 23rd at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing June 26th at 8:30. Those will both take place in the downtown Superior Courthouse on 175 West Madison Street.
The king.
Before we get to your release conditions, Ms. Stetson, did you want to put the state's recommendation on the record?
Thank you for
Yes,
that,
Your Honor,
baby
thank
heart
you. The state
panda.
is again requesting bond be set in the amount of $25,000 cash. Your Honor, the suspect is alleged to have involvement in this criminal organization that the state has appeared on and in two other incidents. It's alleged that the suspect is involved with switching out the VIN numbers or the serial numbers on vehicles.
That's the crime of the century.
The Form 4 did also indicate the suspect has family in Mexico. So for those reasons, the state is asking for standard conditions along with no contact with the co-defendants or co-suspects, electronic monitoring, and surrendering his passport. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Stetson. The court is going to order a cash bond of $25,000. If you post that bond, you will have written conditions of
Laura.
release to include not returning to the scene of any alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, and no contact with any co-defendants. You must surrender all passports at your next hearing.
The plot
you need to
thickens,
ensure
Cha-Cha.
you attend those hearings. If you fail to appear, a warrant will issue, and you'll forfeit any bond that you may have posted. Did you have any questions, sir? If you'll step to
Hey,
your
what
left,
up,
they'll
Care
give you
Bear?
that paperwork. And Ms.
Your
Stetson, are you
Honor.
appearing on anything else this evening?
I don't believe so, unless
I
Your
hope
Honor
not.
needs me to stick around to appear on anything else.
I don't think so. Feel free to disconnect at your convenience.
Yeah.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Don't let the door
Thank
hit
you,
you
Ms.
either
Stetson.
on
Can I have
the way
Mr.
out.
Hartwick to the podium? And Audrey Copeland to the chair.
I've had enough of Ashley already just from this hearing. Happy.
Good evening, sir. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Thank you.
Harvick, January 16th, 1982.
Thank you, sir. It does look like we are here on a new Superior Court
Disconnect.
case. It does include one count of aiming a laser at an occupied aircraft, a Class 3 felony.
Oh, this was a
Probable cause
tonto.
has been found, and I'm appointing an
laser?
attorney to represent you. You will have a status conference June 23rd at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing June 26th at 8:30, both in the downtown Superior
Who
Courthouse
does
on
that?
Madison Street. You have a secured appearance bond of $15,000.
Of all
If
the
you post
crimes you
that
could
bond,
commit,
You're going to have written conditions of release.
a
You may
laser
not
to an
have any
aircraft.
contact with any alleged victim, complainant, witness, or any arresting officer. You also may not possess any drugs without a valid prescription or drive a motor vehicle without a
And he
valid
got
driver's
caught.
license. All of that will be in your paperwork. You also need to ensure you attend these hearings. If you fail to appear, a warrant will issue, and you'll forfeit any bond that you have posted. Did you have any questions, sir?
Maybe he saw some
Any possibility
chemtrails.
For an OR?
Not today, sir. Anything further?
No, ma'am.
All right, thank you so much. If you'll step to your left, they'll give you that paperwork.
How the hell? How is he going to see chemtrails in the
Audrey
nighttime?
Copeland to the podium.
I don't think
Nicholas
lasers work in the
Poppleton
daytime.
To the chair.
He was probably recording himself doing it.
Good evening. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Audrey Copeland, 123072.
Thank you, ma'am. It does look like we are here on a new Superior Court case.
Yes.
It does include one count of aggravated assault, a Class 6 felony, one count of resisting arrest, a Class 6 felony, and one count of assault, a Class 1 misdemeanor. Probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent you.
Thank you.
You're going to have a status conference June 23rd at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing June 26th at 8:30, both in the downtown Superior Courthouse on Madison Street. You have a secured appearance bond of $5,000.
This is live.
If
This is
you
live
post
and
that
direct.
bond, you will have written conditions of release. Those will include not returning to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, and you must obey the terms of any order of protection or order of against
Hell, no, that
harassment
fool ain't
that may
bonding
be
nobody
issued
else
against
out.
you. You also need to ensure you attend those hearings. If you fail to appear, a warrant will issue for your arrest, and you'll forfeit any bond that you've posted. Did you have any questions, ma'am?
This is Arizona,
I have to have a bond to be able to get out at all.
and
Yes,
crime
you have
don't
a secured
stop.
appearance bond of $5,000. If that's posted, you'll be released from custody, and then you need to ensure you attend the hearings that will be listed in your paper.
And if I can't post the bond?
If you don't post the bond, then you'll remain in custody until at least your next hearing on June 23rd. You'll meet with your attorney that day, and you can discuss with your attorney at that time the next appropriate action.
Okay,
Okay?
thank you.
Thank you,
So
ma'am.
this is the last court in Arizona of the day,
Nicholas
11 p.m.
Poppleton to the podium, and Joshua Andrade to the chair.
They have court 3 times a day, starting at 5 a.m. So in Arizona, you have to be seen within 24 hours. So they normally get you in front of the judge within like maybe 4 or 5 hours, or even sooner. It's if, for some cases.
Good evening. Could I get your name and date of birth?
Nicholas, C690.
Can you repeat your full name?
Oh, Nicholas Poppleton, March 6, 1990.
Thank you so much.
You're
Sir,
seeing it right
looks
here.
like we have 3 probation violation cases on the calendar with allegations you violated terms 4, 5, and 7 in each of your cases. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you, and you're going to have a probation revocation hearing on June 24th at 8:30 in the downtown
Bad
Superior
boys,
Courthouse
bad
on
boys.
201 West Jefferson. You have a secured appearance bond of $750 in 2 cases and $500 in the third.
That fool does
That's a
look
total
rough.
secured appearance bond of $2,000. If that bond is posted, you have written conditions of release to include not possessing any weapons or alcohol and contacting your probation officer within 72 hours. You also need to ensure you attend that hearing. That date and time applies to all 3 probation cases. If you fail to appear, a warrant will issue and you'll forfeit any bond you posted. Did you have any questions, sir?
No, thank you.
All right, if you'll step to your left, they'll give you that paperwork. Thank you, sir. Joshua Andrade to the podium and Victoria Longbreak to the chair.
So the court times are 5 a.m., 8 a.m., 11 a.m., 2 p.m., 5 p.m.,
Good evening.
8
Could I get
p.m.,
your name
11
and date of
p.m.
birth?
Joshua Andrade, 579294.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here on a probation violation warrant that was issued with allegations you violated terms 11, 14, 15, and 21 of your probation. I'm going to appoint an attorney and set a probation revocation
7-2.
hearing
Thank you, Kate.
June 24th at 8:30. That will take place at 201
But that's
West
Pima.
Jefferson. In this case, you have a secured appearance bond of $1,500. If you post
Welcome over
bond
from
with written
Australia.
conditions of release, it will include not possessing any weapons or alcohol and contacting your probation officer within 72 hours of release. All of this information will be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
So I have up to 72 hours to see my probation officer about this.
Once you're released from custody, you have 72 hours to contact your probation officer. If you don't know their direct number, your paperwork will have the main phone number and they can direct you there. So you just need to make sure you contact them by calling them once you've been released.
Am I being released tonight or?
If you
Maricopa
post bond
County.
of $1,500.
I don't have a job or the money. I just got off the streets from being homeless for over 2 months.
Then if you don't post bond, you'll remain in custody until at least your hearing on June 24th. That's when your probation revocation hearing is.
I didn't even have anything to do with this, ma'am, to be honest, Your Honor.
I hate when that happens.
It was out of the blue it happened, so the ankle monitor was the only reason why they did it.
This is a pretty lengthy petition to revoke probation. They've looked at quite a few allegations of violations that you have committed. So your attorney will give you a copy of that and go over each allegation, and you can discuss any defense you have with your attorney for your hearing on June 24th, okay? All right, if you'll step to your left, sir, they'll give you that paperwork. Ms. Longbreak to the podium and Mr. Jimenez to the chair, please. Good evening, ma'am. Could I get your name and date of birth?
Victoria Longbreak, 72978.
Thank you, ma'am. It does
What up,
look like you
Christy
have
G?
3 cases on the calendar. The first one is a new Superior Court case. It does include 1 count of narcotic drug possession, a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of drug paraphernalia
What up,
possession,
38?
that should actually be a Class 6 felony.
It's really cold in there, from what I hear. Not that I've been in there before. Arizona, Maricopa County.
Okay, so 1 count of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. You're going to have a status conference June 23rd at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing June 26th at 8:30.
Sounds like you
both
have.
in the downtown Superior Courthouse.
You might be
In this case,
right.
you have a secured appearance bond of $50. But you have 2 warrants that were issued for you. It looks like you're on probation in 2 cases, and they've alleged you violated terms
What's
4,
poppin'?
7, and 13 of your probation.
Not 13.
So I'll appoint an attorney in those cases and set a probation revocation hearing June 24th at 8:30.
What up, Honcho?
In each of those cases, you have a bond of $500. So it's a total bond of $1,050 between your 3 cases. If you post bond, you're going to have written
Put her
conditions
to
of
sleep
release to
already.
include
She's
not
out of
possessing
control.
any weapons or alcohol and contacting your probation officer within 72 hours of release. You have 3 hearings coming up between your 3 cases.
It's like
You
true
need to
crime
ensure
all
you
the
attend
time.
all 3. If you fail to appear at any of them, a warrant will issue and you'll forfeit any bonds that you may have posted. Did you have any questions?
No, thank you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. If you'll step to your left, they'll give you that paperwork. Mr. Jimenez to the podium and Mr. Fabian Soto to the chair, please.
Fabian Soto. Hey, thank you for the follow. All of you guys are hitting the follow. Highly appreciate you guys. Be like them. It's free 99. Doesn't
Good
cost
evening,
you a
sir.
thing.
Can I get your name and date of birth?
Anthony Jimenez, 11/13/1998.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here on a probation violation warrant with
It was good.
allegations you violated terms 3, 4, and 7 of your probation. I'm going to appoint an attorney and set a probation revocation hearing June 24th at 8:30 in the downtown
Maricopa.
Superior Courthouse on 201 West Jefferson.
No, I didn't
You
see
have
it.
a secured appearance bond of $1,000. If that bond is posted, you have written conditions of release. It will include not possessing any weapons or alcohol and contacting your probation officer within 72 hours. You need to ensure you attend that hearing. If you fail to appear, a warrant
First
will
appearance.
issue and you'll forfeit any bond you posted. Did you have any questions?
No.
Okay, if you'll step to your left, sir, they'll give you that paperwork.
Oh, yeah. They're going to freeze his accounts
Mr.
and
Soto
everything.
to the podium
No doubt.
and Mr. Slick to the chair.
I was screwed. James, no, I'm not from Arizona. I'm from Los Angeles.
Good evening, sir. Could I get your name and date of birth?
Yeah, Fabian Soto, 8/20/99.
Thank you, sir. It does look like we have 3 cases on the calendar. The first one is a new Superior Court case. It does include 1 count of narcotic drug possession, a Class 4 felony,
Thank you for
1
that,
count of
Daily.
resisting arrest, a
What
Class
up,
6
Kimberly?
felony, 1 count of drug paraphernalia possession, Class 6 felony, 1 count of shopping, removal of goods, Class 1 misdemeanor, and 1 count of
Oh, he
shoplifting
does have the
concealment,
obey shirt.
a Class 1 misdemeanor. Probable cause has been found, and I'm going to appoint an
They
attorney
say
to
unmute.
represent you. You're going to have a status conference June 23rd at 8:30, and a preliminary hearing
It's
June
an inside
26th
joke.
at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond of $500 in this case. It looks
Florida
like you're
girl, thank
also
you.
on probation in 2 cases, and so when you're on probation, it is a term 1 violation when you're picked up for any new offense. So I'm going to appoint counsel in both of your probation cases and set a probation revocation hearing
Gonna
on
have to look it
June
up.
24th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond of $50 in each of your probation cases. That's a total bond of $600 between your 3 cases. If bond is posted, you have written conditions of release to include not returning to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. You may not possess any weapons or alcohol, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. You have 3 hearings coming up. You need to ensure you attend all of them. If you fail to appear, a warrant will issue and you'll forfeit your bond. Do you have any questions?
No.
Thank you, sir. If you step to your left, I'll give
Hey,
you
I'm
the
waiting for
paperwork.
the day that hopefully
Mr.
somebody
Schwartz
comes
to the
on and they're like,
podium.
hey, I want to get a shout out to James from at Collect
Ms.
Call From.
Thompson to the chair.
That'll definitely make my day right there. If you guys know anybody that participates in
Good
this, let
evening.
them
What's
know.
your name
Please,
and date of birth?
porfas.
Pascal Feasos slipped to third on January 25th, 1995.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here on a probation violation warrant with allegations you violated terms 6 and 7 of your probation. I'll appoint an attorney and set a probation revocation hearing on June 24th at 8:30 a.m.
Thank you, Linda.
You have a secured appearance bond of $500.
Morning.
If you post that bond, you have written conditions of release. It will include not possessing any weapons or alcohol and contacting your probation officer within 72 hours. All of that will be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
Yes, ma'am. What are the 6 and 7 terms?
Let me
Thank
pull
you,
up
no
the
name.
warrant. I'll take a look. Looks like this warrant issued quite a few years ago.
You gotta know somebody that's in
February
and
1st,
out of that place.
2022. The first one is that you absconded. You were directed on January 4th, 2022 to contact the adult probation department within 72 hours of release from incarceration, and you failed to do so. And number 7 is the same thing, it's just a different date. You failed to contact the adult probation department, and you changed residence without their approval.
Hey, ma'am, I was wondering if it'd be possible for the bond to get dropped a little lower.
The bond won't be reduced today. It is a secured appearance bond, meaning you can use a bail bonding company, which is 10% plus collateral, but you will have to post that bond before it being released from custody.
Okay.
Anything further, sir?
I'll just have to wait in jail till the 24th, you said?
If you don't post bond, then your hearing will be on June 24th for your probation.
Hey, he kind of looks like Mad
Okay.
from Mad TV.
Sure.
Was I on standard?
I believe so, but I'm going to double check. Yes, you're on standard.
So, if I were to be reinstated on probation, would I probably be on IPS? Or?
It looks like you've been reinstated a couple of times, and they've continued with standard. I'm not sure if that will play a factor into this time being a potential 3rd time that you have to be reinstated. But talk to your attorney about that to see what the likelihood of it being intensive probation, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you, sir. If you step to your left, they'll give you your paperwork.
Jackson, thank you for the follow.
Ms. Thompson to the podium and Scott Susie to the chair.
Good try, though. Trying to get your bond reduced. He had a pretty good run. 3 years. I think that's pretty good on the run. Normally people get popped within months. Did you guys hear about some guy that got...
Good evening. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Sidonimora Thompson, 2789.
Can you repeat your date of birth a little louder? I couldn't hear you.
Yes, ma'am, 2789.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It does look like you are here on a Superior Court probation violation warrant that was issued with allegations you violated terms 3 and 5 of your probation. I'm appointing an attorney to represent you and setting a probation revocation hearing on June 24th at 8:30. In this case, you have a secured appearance bond of $250. If bond is posted, you have written conditions of release. It will include not possessing any weapons or alcohol and contacting your probation officer within 72 hours of release.
It looks like she's in
All of that
scrubs.
will be in your paperwork, ma'am. Did you have any questions?
No.
Okay, if you'll step to your left, they'll give you that paperwork. Thank you, ma'am.
Let me see her
And
bottoms.
Scott to the podium and Matthew Bazin to the chair.
Nah, I don't think they're scrubs. Did she just smell her armpits? I'm not sure. I missed it, Misty. I missed that one.
Good evening, sir. Could I get your name and date of birth?
Scott Anthony Susie Jr., 42691.
Thank you, sir. It does look like we are here on a direct complaint that was filed.
Yes.
It looks like you were transferred here from the Department of Corrections.
Yes.
Do you still have time to serve with the Department of
Yes,
Corrections?
I do.
Okay. Okay, so it looks like a direct complaint was filed February 21st, 2024 for an offense date of July 22nd, 2023. It's for one count of narcotic drug possession, Class 4 felony, and one count of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you, and I'm going to give you some hearing dates. You'll have a status conference June 23rd at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing June 26th at 8:30. You do have a secured appearance bond of $150. However, because you have a hold from the Department of Corrections, you wouldn't actually be released.
Yeah.
So you may want to hold off on posting that. You'll likely stay in the Maricopa County jails while you proceed through this case, and once that's completed, you can
That's
be
totally fine with me. I'd rather get everything taken care of before I get out anyway, so.
Okay, perfect. So just wanted to make sure it was clear that if you paid it, you wouldn't get released.
Yeah, no.
Just so there's no confusion there. And again, you can talk to your attorney about how you want to move forward with
So the
that,
people
okay?
that have jail clothes on,
They'll give you that paperwork.
they're in custody. So they were in prison already, and they came down from prison
And
to
Mr.
court,
Daughtery to the
or
chair.
they're already in the county jail for whatever reason. The people on street clothes, they just got picked up within the last few hours. I hope that clears that up.
Good evening. Could I get your name and date of birth?
Yeah. He's living the rock
Thank
star
you, sir. It does
life.
look like you are here on a probation violation warrant that was issued for you with allegations you violated terms 3, 4, and 5. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you and set a probation revocation hearing June 24th at 8:30.
Sometimes I do, Judge Boyd.
Appearance bond of $250. If bond is posted, you have written conditions of release to include not possessing any weapons or alcohol and contacting your probation officer within 72 hours of release. Did you have any questions, sir?
No.
Okay, if you'll step to your left, they'll give you that paperwork.
Hey, if I was walking
Mr.
down an
Daughtery to the
alley
podium,
and that
Mr.
fool was standing in
Alvarez
the
to
alley in the
chair.
dark, that fool he'll scare the bejesus out of me standing like that.
Good evening, sir. Could I get your name and date of birth?
Quintashay Daughtery,
And your date?
October 7th, 1980.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here on a direct complaint. It looks like this was filed on January 8th, 2022.
That fool had that
and it
visible
has an offense
cloak.
date of February 4th, 2021 for 2 counts of aggravated DUI, Class 4 felony. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you and give you some hearing dates. You'll have a status conference July 2nd at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing July 7th at 8:30. Those are both going to be in the downtown Superior Courthouse on 175 West Madison Street. I am releasing you to the supervision of pretrial services. You'll have written conditions of release to include not possessing any drugs without a valid prescription and not driving a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. You'll also get an envelope with your packet. You'll need to read those instructions and contact pretrial services once you've been released. You need to ensure you attend those hearings. If you fail to appear, a warrant will issue and you'll likely be held on bond at the next hearing. Did you have any questions?
How did I not know about this, man? Because I wouldn't let it go this far. I would have just.
How's she gonna know that you don't know, that you don't keep up with your current affairs? What kind of question is that?
They tried to mail you information, but the mail got returned.
Okay.
And then it looks like it's just kind of been in warrant status ever since.
Yeah, it was just.
Looks like it was
I'll do it one of these days.
address on 235th Drive back in 2022, but that mail got returned, and then, like I said, it's just kind of been sitting in warrant.
The nerve of these people sometimes.
It just shocked me today when I got pulled over.
Shocking.
Yeah, I understand that. Again, just make sure you go to that hearing, meet with your attorney, and just make sure you continue to go to those, okay?
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it, sir. Thank you. Mr. Alvarez to the podium.
If you got a warrant, you know what time it is. If you've been through the system, this is not a surprise to you. You know, don't be acting. These ain't live, right? Hell yeah, they're live.
Alvarez, March 10, 2002.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you
I
are
do
here on
Polk
a new Superior
County.
Court case. It does include 2 counts of aggravated assault, a Class 4 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. You're going to have a status conference July 2nd at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing
Thank you for that,
July
Daily
7th
Heart.
at 8:30, both in the downtown Superior Courthouse on Madison Street. I'm releasing you to the supervision of pretrial services. You have written conditions.
It's actually
of release to
11:39.
include no contact with the arresting officers. You may not possess any drugs without a valid prescription or drive a vehicle without a valid driver's license. You'll also get an envelope with your paperwork. You need to read those instructions and contact pretrial services once you've been released.
That fool looks young.
Then make sure you attend those hearings. If you fail to appear, a warrant will issue
Linda,
and you'll
that's
be held
right on
on
mute.
bond at your next hearing. Did you have any questions, sir?
I do. So when I got arrested earlier today, they took, it looks like, my firearm and some, vapes and stuff, into evidence. They said to ask you about it if I was gonna be able to retrieve that back.
So that won't happen tonight. Talk to your attorney. They may have taken some of those things for evidence with this case.
Thank
so
you,
it
Tracy.
may not be released until the end of the trial. It just depends. So talk to your attorney about when they'll be releasing that stuff back to you, okay?
Sounds good. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you, sir.
What up, Tracy?
Jacqueline to the podium and Tyrell Thompson to the chair.
Hey, gotta you know, you gotta be able to smoke and be blasting. Gotta be strapped up. Arizona's wild. Haven't you seen the characters they bring into
Good
this
evening. Can I
courtroom?
get your name and date of birth?
I'm Jacqueline Danielle Cinqua, date of birth is November 3rd, 1983.
What up,
Thank you,
Jo-
ma'am.
what
It
up,
does look
Jody?
like you are here on a justice court warrant. It looks like it's for failing to appear at a hearing related to
Sheriff.
a driving on a suspended driver's license
Sorry to hear that.
case from November of 2024. Due to the nature of your charges, you're not entitled to court-appointed counsel, but you can hire an attorney at your own expense if you would like to. You're going to have an arraignment on July 3rd at 1 p.m. in the North Mesa Justice Court. I am releasing you today on your own recognizance. That is your promise to appear at that hearing. You have written conditions of release to include not possessing any drugs without a valid prescription and not driving a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. All of this information will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
No, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. If you'll step to your left, they'll give you that paperwork. Tyrell Thompson to the podium. Mr. Gonzalez to the chair.
This is live court. Yes, it is. It's live and direct. Maricopa County. We're also doing job
Good evening,
interviews
sir.
too.
Could I get your name and date of birth?
Tyrell Cameron Thompson, 9/1889.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here on a probation violation warrant with allegations you violated terms 3 and 5 of your probation.
Not 5.
I'll appoint an attorney to represent you, and I'm going to set a probation revocation hearing June 24th at 8:30 in the
Job
downtown
interviews.
Superior Courthouse on 201 West Jefferson. I am going to release
True
you
crime,
today
real
on your
time,
recognizance
real
that is
time.
your promise to appear. You have written conditions of release that will include not possessing any weapons or alcohol and contacting your
Thank you for the
probation
follow.
officer within 72 hours of release.
I'll
You'll
try
need
to get
ensure
in
you
for
attend that hearing.
tomorrow.
If you fail to appear, a warrant will issue and you'll be held on bond at the next hearing. Did you have any questions?
No.
Okay, just step to your left, sir. They'll give you that paperwork.
Hey, Polk County's wild.
Mr.
That one,
Gonzalez to the podium, please.
those judges and cops are freaking rude. That's one place I wouldn't want to get incarcerated. Florida, Polk County, proceed with extreme caution.
Good evening, sir. Could I get your name and date of birth?
Yes, Angelo Gonzalez, 1/15/1996.
Thank you, sir. It does look like we have 2 cases on the calendar. The first one is a new justice court case for 1 count of
Yeah, they
false
do,
report
Jackie.
to law enforcement and 1 count of driving with a license that was suspended. Both
Well, he
class
came
1
ready.
misdemeanors. Probable cause has been found. However, due to the nature of your charges, you're not entitled to court-appointed counsel, but you can hire an attorney at your own expense. You are going to have an arraignment hearing in the Hacienda Justice Court on July 2nd at 9 a.m. You're also here on a warrant from the Surprise Municipal Court related to a charge of driving with a suspended license from October of 2018. In that case, you're also not entitled to court-appointed counsel, but you're going to have an arraignment hearing in the Surprise Municipal Court on July 15th at 1:30 in the afternoon. I am releasing you today on your own recognizance. That is your promise to appear at these hearings. You're going to have written conditions of release to include not possessing any drugs without a valid prescription and not driving a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. You'll need to ensure you attend both of these hearings, otherwise a failure to appear warrant will issue and you'll be held on bond at the next hearing. Dates, times, location will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
I just one, forgive me. So I do know that my, thank you for letting me go on my own recognizance, but my partner had already paid
Your
the
partner.
warrant. So if, I don't mind that she paid just because I was more worried about getting bonded out. So, with you letting me go on my OR and her already paying the warrant, I guess, would we just leave it at that or?
Yeah, I'm not sure how they'll reconcile it if it got paid
Yeah.
before you saw me. Because you had 2 cases and you only had a bond on 1 case, they wouldn't have released you until you saw me. Officers, are you able to tell if the $100 bond was paid yet? Do you know? Just
$100?
No.
Okay.
What?
No. Okay.
Okay.
Just
I'm
go.
not sure how they'll reconcile it. Make sure you attend the hearings. It's if you don't attend that you'll lose the bond.
Yes, ma'am.
So just make sure you attend if they don't return it, and then talk to the Surprise municipal court. That's the court that you had the bond on that. If she did post anything, it would be related to the
Understood.
municipal
Thank you.
court. Okay.
Thank you, Your
Thank
Honor.
you, sir. If you'll step to your left, I'll give you that
I
paperwork.
think it was
Thank
like
you.
$2,000-$3,000.
Case number 5 is 6, Chris Villegas, date of birth October 10th, 1995.
Right, Vic?
1955. Will proceed as a house call due to being unable to function. We are here on 2 justice court warrants. They're both coming out of the Kyrene
Welcome,
Justice
brother.
Court. The first one relates to an offense date of March 27th, 2023 for 1 count of criminal trespass, and the other one for March 21st, 2025 for 1 count of drug paraphernalia. In both of these cases, he is not entitled to court-appointed counsel due to the nature of the charge. He will have an arraignment hearing July 7th at 9:30 in the Kyrene Justice Court, and that
Thank you,
date and
87.
time will apply to both cases.
This is
I am
live.
releasing him on his own recognizance. That is his promise to appear. You have written conditions of release included in his paperwork. If anything changes after I meet with him, I will update the written record. That concludes our 11 p.m. calendar, and we will stand in recess.
Did she say 11? No, it can't be. So the reason that you didn't see anybody right now is they're invisible. So the reason that you didn't see anybody is that it's known as house calls. So what that means is that either the individuals, they're dangerous, they're a threat to themselves, they're a threat to the security of the institution, or whatever. They can't bring them in front of the judge. So what will happen in that case is the judge right now that they hung up, they'll either go to that individual's cell, or they'll take a tablet, iPad to their cell, and they'll do court via remotely, if you will. If that makes any sense. So there it is. There. Hopefully that answers your question. Hey, if you guys haven't done so, please do so. Hit that follow button. It's free 99. Doesn't cost you anything. I don't beg for gifts or anything like that, but I do request that you hit that button. I mean, the screen, so I could get them hearts. Hit that follow button, and also drop some comments on some of the videos that I put up. And for those of you that think that this is pre-recorded, hopefully you guys caught that at the end right there when she said this is the 11 p.m. court. This is the last court of the night. This is Maricopa County. The next court starts at 5 a.m., but I won't be here. I'll be sleeping. But if you do like watching these type of streams, I do run these constantly on a daily basis for hours on end on my YT page at Collect Call From. And once again, that would be at Collect Call From on YT, and I got a sticker somewhere around here that'll show my logo. If not, then you could always go to my profile. It has all my social media links, and here it is at Collect Call From. I run these streams daily on a daily basis. Sometimes I can't participate in them, so I do run them, solo. So yeah, that's that. Anyhow, hey, I do appreciate you guys. I am Collect Call James. James, much love. Stay blessed. Hey, gracias. Highly appreciate that. I'm ready to blow the candle out, James. That's right, Jody. Hey, what up, Mondo? Hey, I am Collect Call James. You are watching. You have a Collect Call From. What the hell? What are you? Why are you called a Collect Call From? Because I also speak to individuals who are currently incarcerated in state prison in California. Which reminds me, I'm gonna be going to a state prison soon. I'm expecting somebody to get released. So if you do like watching those type of videos, we're gonna be doing some live videos in the next day or two. So make sure you got your notifications ready, because I'm gonna be out in front of the prison. The bus is gonna drive up, and we're just gonna get into it, if you will. Anyhow, hey, I am Collect Call James. You are watching. You have a Collect Call From, and like I said around here, life's like a candle. Once you blow it out, it lights out. And with that, I am out. A rato y buenas noches. James, do you speak Spanish? Hell to the yes.